Okay, today's topic is time management. So I guess who needs this? Well, I need it because I'm already late by 3 minutes today. I was downstairs. Something took my time. So it's important for all of us. So let's go over the reasons why we need that. The actual topic says that time management, art of meeting deadlines. How do we meet deadlines? How do we do time management so that helps us to do time management? Well, meeting deadlines is just only one aspect of time management. Time management is important for you in your personal life also. Personal life, professional life, any kind of life you have. So, but because this is we are in an office setup, I thought I'll add this auto meeting deadlines also. Anyway. So one of the habits that I try to inculcate in our team members from the day I started the company, and the habit that I currently follow even today, every day, is this. I write a goal sheet every day. A goal sheet is something like this. It's a sheet of this size, 1/4 of A4. And during the training of every new employee, I used to do this right from the day I started becoming a manager. Right? I said, well, you have to have some kind of goal. You came to work in the morning. You go to be here until 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. What do you intend to do? What is your goal? What do you plan to accomplish there? So one of the major things, major items, or major goals, or major end results of time management is to achieve or complete or accomplish something that you want to do. So in order to do that, you first have to know what is it that you want to accomplish. If you don't know, nobody is going to know. So in our setup, Rajesh setup, the way I envisioned, in the way I wanted it to happen, and he used to actually make sure it happens, is tell every manager that you go to every subordinate you have and ask them for their goal sheets. So let's say that Gautam has 3 guys working for him, and those 3 people have to give him his goal sheet, their goal sheets. So he'll just go over, okay, this is what you plan to do today. And he'll say, fine. Mostly he's going to say, fine. Or sometimes he may say, well, you don't have to do this today because things have changed. Or he may change the priority, do this first, do that later. Okay. So in other words, if every manager does this, everyone does that, including the top management all the way to the bottom. What happens the first 15 minutes of the company, the entire company will know what they're going to do by the end of the day. You'll be amazed to know, it is absolutely true that almost nobody does this. No company does this, no one does that. There are some companies do that, but it's such a simple thing. It's such simple common sense. The benefits of this are so obvious. Okay, I'm not lying about this. Every once in a while, my old employees come and see me. But Pramila was here, right? And a few other people, and some guys in the US they visit me, and they are, they always say nice things to me about how they like Rajesh, how they remember and all that, and they have to say that anyway. But one thing they all say is that, boss, the goal sheet thing that you told us to do, I follow it even today. This guy is a big manager, 300 guys working for him. I still follow it. So when I hear that, I feel good because I'm happy to know that it is really useful, not that something I imagine. I know personally it is true for me. In my goal sheet, it's not just about work. You can have anything you want. Okay? Call mom. Pay the bill. Buy vegetables on the way back home. Whatever it is, write it. It's a good habit. So one of the things that helps you in managing your time is to first find out what is it that you plan to do. The second thing is this. See, I'll tell you the reason why time management is very useful. If you don't manage time, it hurts you. It will really screw up your plan for the day, for your week, for your life. It also affects other people. For example, I say that I'll meet you at 4 o'clock. You came to see me at 4 o'clock, but I'm so messed up with my timing. I'm doing something else, and everything got delayed. I'm busy doing something else, and by the time I'm done with that, it's 5 o'clock. So you have to wait for me for 1 hour, right? This happens all the time. You go to see somebody, they are not there because they are busy doing something else. Why aren't they there? Because they didn't plan their time properly. So you have to wait for it. So others are getting affected by your lack of time management skills. So it's like this joke, this doctor goes to the patient and says that, I got, he had a test that day. So the patient says, doctor, what's wrong with me? So patient says, well, I got bad news and I got very bad news. Which one do you want? It's not bad news, good news, but bad news and very bad news. The patient, okay, give me the bad news first. So he says, well, the results came and you're going to be dead in 24 hours. This guy is crying. He says, what can be worse than this? So what is the very bad news? He says, well, I was so busy yesterday, I couldn't tell you yesterday. So it's like, your time management, if you don't manage your time properly, you are really messing up everybody else. The other thing I noticed, this again applies for all of us here, is this specific to IT companies, especially for you guys, programmers. What this means is that if I come to your office, okay, and say that, show me that piece of code, or show me that test plan, or show me that document, okay. What is going to happen is that I'm going to see, they immediately open I see they have a desktop which has like 300,000 icons, and then they have to open an Explorer. There are a million directories and directories named like folder names. New folder, -1, new folder, -13, whatever it is. There are 13 new folders. And then this guy somehow knows the file you want is new for 13, sir. He opens it, he is amazingly able to find out where the file is. The problem with that is the guy is on vacation and I need to go find the file. I'll see like 15 new folders and everyone has the same copy. And to find something, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. It is so hard. The amount of time you spend in properly organizing this will save you a lot of trouble. I'm a big fan of this. I'm inviting you all to come to my office and check my desktop. I have only 2 icons in my desktop. One folder, one file. Okay? It's not because I have nothing else to do. Boss, you don't have any work to do, so no big surprise. You don't have any projects to work on. Well, I do a lot of things, but I want to be able to find files very quickly. Tell me, am I exaggerating? Have you had trouble in finding things or not? I mean, let's admit, let's face the facts. When you try to look for a file, let's say some age-old document, accounting, for example, rather say yes. Looking for a file we get a call from the auditor saying that, can you send me a copy of this 2013 return? So we spend next 14 hours looking for that file. We know it is there. We need to find it. I think it's a sheer waste of time. So if you want to know about how I organize it, I'll be happy to tell you. I simply have a very simple technique to do that. Okay, but one of the things that is required of you is that the systems guys. When I told GS this many times, but he's a nice guy, he won't do it. I told him just go to everybody's computer, remove all the desktop icons. Every night do this. Okay, I feel like you have copies. You buy Windows, you copy of file, copy of file A. Then you copy of file A. So you go to this desktop, you have like 15 copy of files. I said just remove all of them. Let's see what happens. Okay. Another thing is from purely system point of view, if when you keep stuff on the desktop, they are all sitting in C drive. You know, it's rule number one, you can't keep stuff on C drive. C drive is a very bad place. You don't keep anything there, it's meant for the systems guys. It's like you have a house and you rented out a room, okay, and the guy is supposed to live there. You just keep putting your stuff there. That room is for the systems guys. Don't put anything there. When you put something in a desktop, you're basically stealing the room from systems guys. Don't do anything there. You have a D drive, you have a E drive and F drive, right? You have 4 drives. What do you I think it's unpardonable. For easy retrieval, plus it also messes up the performance of your computer, right? The more stuff in your desktop, the slower it is. The other thing is the same thing about browser tabs. So I've seen guys, you say, look, boss, I want to show you something, and you see like 300 tabs there, and they're able to. I said, how? I can't even handle more than 3 tabs. I have to close it. Similarly, the icons in the bottom, the programs that are open, if I see more than 6 programs or something, I get very confused. Maybe he's much smarter than me, but I am very simple. I just kept trying to keep up. You know, there's something got closed. You know, there's this button called X on the top of window. You know what that is for? It's for closing something. You can close things. Nobody's come and slap you saying, wait, how can you? There's no rule saying they have to, like, the boss is not going to say that this guy has like 30,000, you know, things on his desktop, and every time I see his browser is full of tabs. He's a very busy person. He's very productive. I'm going to like 10% raise. We don't judge your performance based on number of tabs that are open or number of icons in your desktop. We know already that it is. I mean, you are really not very productive. Okay? Time management is the same as being productive. The goal here is to spend as little time as possible and achieve as much as possible. Okay? My goal is for you guys to 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tops, I want to just shut down your computer, go home. That's a sign of a good company. The sign of a good employee. The sign of a good program, good tester, good everybody. Okay? See, remember this. No manager is going to be happy saying this guy, no, he comes at 6 o'clock in the morning, leaves at 4 o'clock at night, and Monday to Saturday. I love this guy. That is not how managers think. The sooner you leave, the sooner we can leave. So sooner. And also it's also good for your balancing of home life and work life. If you stay here longer, you know, the longer you stay, the less productive you are. In fact, no, I'm sure you can check. Money will confirm this. We Indians are supposed to be smarter than Japanese people because they work longer. We don't work that long. But I think we kind of produce the same thing almost, because their quality is much better and everything. But in terms of completing things, getting things done, we do a lot more in shorter time. Okay? But again, comparing us with the other countries, like Americans for example, a typical American schedule is like these guys will come to work at 8 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock. You can't make them stay longer than that. When they work, they work. They don't goof off. Our boys from India and all this TCS kind of guys, you know, they come to work, then they get up, go to the coffee space, and then they talk in Telugu or Malayalam or Telugu, English or Tamil for hours together, and then at 5 o'clock, all the Americans put on the jacket and leave. These guys are working very, 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 very sincerely until 9 o'clock at night. And the whole family and friends, and again, my husband is working so hard, my brother is working so hard. IT business is so bad. You know, IT guys are sucking the blood of employees. So all the management gets all the blame. Not true. I don't think it is true. You ask yourself, if you focus, if you follow all these techniques, if you are productive, you should be spending that much time. Let's face it, guys, we are not doing rocket science here. We are not doing brain surgery here. Ask yourself, have we written any program originally in the past 3 years? It's all copy and paste. Any code you write has already been written. Use copy, you go to Google, find a piece of code, put it here, make some changes, you're done. You make mistakes there also. That's all we are doing. I don't think anybody has produced any new algorithm in the past 10 years, 5 years. I don't think so. Every piece of code, even graphics, even the designers, I'm sure they just go to the some design and copy things and change a color, change it here, change some colors here, change some angles there, still is what you want. And that is taking time until 10 o'clock at night. So something is wrong here. So, coming back, organizing digital files is very important. The next thing is something we all know already, but refuse to follow. Cell phones, your biggest enemy. Biggest enemy at work, biggest enemy at home, social life, everything. The key word here is what? What is a cell phone? It is a phone. What is the phone for? To talk to people. If you use it for anything else, something is wrong with it. You use it for other than talking to people, something is wrong with it. Yesterday, there is a site called freedom.com. You know this Freedom? It's actually an app. Freedom app. It's one of the very popular apps today, Freedom app. It's so silly. You know what that does? You download this app and then it basically doesn't let you use any social media, doesn't let you do anything else except call people. And for this you have to pay money. I mean, you should be able to do it yourself. But this is such a popular app. Everybody is downloading this, paying money, subscription every month, so that they won't be able to use all the features in the phone. It's almost like you buy one of the basic, so-called dumb phones. Okay? So basically, it converts a smartphone to be a dumb phone. For that, you have to pay money. And the reason why people are buying it is because they say that when I started using this, my productivity went up by three times. Yesterday, I was reading some statistics. 2.5 to 3 times I see productivity. I'm so much more productive. I'm able to accomplish so much. I'm able to go home sooner. My family is happy. So somebody was telling me that one day at dinner, the Wi-Fi went down. Okay. Normally, what happens at dinner time? The wife, husband, all the children are there, but everybody is like doing this. Right? Nobody's looking at anybody. The Wi-Fi went down. So the husband looks around and says he says, "Who are these children? Who are these people?" Wife says, "They are our children." It's so bad today. People are so focused on this. People are walking around with this. One of the things I can't understand is that I go for walks in the morning, and most of the time you see people they're talking to themselves, which means that they're actually doing this. Okay. I said, this is insane, because the reason why you're going for a walk is to get away from all this stuff. And people always say that, well, how can you live without connectivity? How can you live without, even for a few minutes, without somebody being able to reach you? I said, are you Donald Trump? Are you like the Iranian president? Are you expecting a phone call in the next 1 minute to nuke somebody? How important are you? Do you have to make a decision in the next 2 minutes that will change the life of everybody? Why is it so important? What cannot wait for you for the next 1 hour? Everybody. You see old women walking around with this cell phone, old guys as old as me walking around with cell phones. I think it's the height of insanity, walking around with the cell phone when the idea is to walk away from cell phone. You want away from the distractions. I think you should try this. I tell my own children, they always are. I mean, if you remove this, if you take the cell phone and take it away like more than 2 feet, they start trembling. Something happens to them. It's after they're physically connected to the phone, that the battery is charging not only the phone, but these people also. They are not able to think that how can I live without it. I think it is destroying them. As I said, you have to ask yourself. But I had a meeting like this long ago with Rai, and one girl asked me, "Well, sir, so what about some important news, something that you may want to Something may happen and you don't know about it. They said, well, what kind of important news? If it's about the nation, it's supposed like, Delhi is on fire. Okay, we do have to know it now. I can know it like an hour from now. But she says, well, what about if it's your house is on fire? I said, if my house is on fire, somebody is going to come and run. They will find me and tell me some of your house is on fire. If it's that important, news will get to me. I don't have to seek it. I don't have to go looking for it. And ask yourself, how many times in your life so far have you had an opportunity that, my God, if only I had the phone, I would have saved the situation. I would have solved this problem. Very rarely. Very rarely. How many stories do you hear saying that, oh, this guy, if only had carried the telephone to the bathroom or to the bedroom or when he's walking, if he only carried it 24 hours a day, this accident would not have happened. Do you mean an instance like that? I don't think that happens. Okay? If the chance of that happening is like 0.001%, I think you should take the risk. If it happens, let it happen. I think you should try life without cell phone for some time. In fact, I read that somewhere yesterday or some magazine something. There is a restaurant, Madras or I don't know where it is. They give you a 20% discount if you don't use your cell phone. Read that somewhere. I think it's a novel idea. We should probably try it here. You don't use cell phone, we probably give you like 2 cups of coffee every day. 3 cups of coffee. Third thing is the art of saying no. What does that mean? Again, this is about time management. Okay. So you have only 24 hours a day, 8 hours during work hours, that's all you have. And you know what you're going to do those 8 hours. And you have a goal. You want to finish certain thing by 5 o'clock. You want to finish something by 12 o'clock. You already have a goal. And somebody is coming and asking you to do something else on top of what you already have. Okay? And if you are afraid of saying no, so I can't do it now, I will do it tomorrow. Or there are 2 things here. If I include this also, I won't be able to do these 2, so I can either move one of this outside and then bring it in, but I cannot do this. But most of the time you don't do this. This happens in all levels. Individuals, like for example, I'm talking about social situations, when you have a friend or family member asking you to do something, when you already have other plans, you don't say no, then you basically in trouble. Work. When you have a boss who says, do this also for me. Okay? And if you don't speak up and say that, boss, you don't remember that I'm supposed to do the following things, you're asking me to do this also, then you are making 2 mistakes. One is that you are accepting to do something they cannot do. And also you are not reminding the boss what he's supposed to know. You just remind him, look, these are things I have. He has to know that this is not possible. And again, the second level is that when the companies talk to clients, client is pushing us to do certain things. And we are very eager to please, because I don't want to lose the client, I want his money. Basically, I want to be able to keep him happy. So I say, well, I can do this, I can do that. I say no to nothing. Then I'm basically causing a problem for all of you. I accept work and push it down to your throat. Then what happens? When it cannot be done, it cannot be done. It's as simple as that. So this is an art that you have to start learning. Okay? So this means starting tomorrow, they won't say no to everything that the manager has. Boys will learn this very first, saying that anytime any manager comes to you tomorrow and say that, do this. Yesterday we learned that to say no. We're going to start practicing today. No, the manager also is smart. He will know when it is not possible, it is possible. But it's actually, fun aside, it is kind of hard thing to do, because culturally we are programmed to not say unpleasant things. We don't like to say when somebody is expecting us to do something, and we find it very hard to refuse. Okay. But you got a choice to make. Okay, this is where the Westerners are much better. They are more interested in telling you the fact more than trying to please you. Okay? Pleasing is no use, because again, this is one of the things that we have in this document called How to Deal with American Clients. Typically when clients ask us, can you get this done by Friday? Our typical response is, we will do our best. That's what we say, right? Do our best. So when we say that, what we really mean is that I know I can't do this. Actually, I want to say no to you, but I'm such a nice guy. Even though I know that I can't give it to you, I want to please you by saying nice words like, I'll do my best to get this done. You know what happens? The Americans, they're gullible. They will believe you and say, oh, these guys are going to work very hard and get it done today. Suppose they ask you, can you get it done by Friday? And you know it can be done. You can only get it done by Wednesday. You need 3 more days. But you don't want to tell him that. You tell him, we'll do our best. So the guy goes back, happy, thinking that Friday he's going to get it. And then he gets a shock when he calls you and says, is it done? I think we couldn't do it today. So that's the day when they get very upset, they get unhappy, and then they get confused. They say, why didn't you tell me that? When did you know this? When did you know you can't do it? So, in business at least, be as forthright as possible. Okay? At least with your own managers. Okay? They're going to bite you, they're going to kill you. Fact is a fact. Okay? So, this will help you a great deal in terms of keeping a sane timetable. Other thing is small talk. What is small talk? Small talk. What is small talk? Little less talk. Talk to 2 words, 3 words. There's a software called Small Talk. You know that? There was a software called Small Talk for AI application. I'm talking about 20 years ago. Small Talk was you heard of Lisp? It was a language called Lisp. This was Small Talk, very famous for AI. Anyway, here small talk means basically gossip. Gossip. Did you see the serial yesterday? This woman is going to poison her mother-in-law. And then they talk about this, and the new employee, look at his hairstyle, and look at his bike. All this small talk. That is very interesting. It's a time span. You can have small talk. It's so sweet, so juicy. Okay, you can spend a lot of time talking about all this stuff. And politics, gossip. So that consumes a lot of time. So you have to be aware of that. It's okay to indulge in it once in a while, but be aware that, hey, I'm spending time on this. It's of no good to anybody. Small talk, don't indulge in it. It's a very bad word. Don't gossip. Procrastinate. When you have a lot of stuff to do, you get up in the morning and you have so many things. I got to finish this project. I got to go to the railway station to pick up my cousin. Then I have to buy this, and I need to wash my clothes. Got all these things. Okay. So it's like 7 in the morning. You look at all the things you have to do, and then you start worrying. You just sit there and start, my God, I can't do anything. You get into a shock that you do nothing. You start worrying. So you worry for the next 4 hours, okay? And then by the time it's noon. So the idea of getting very worried about the stuff you have is also stupid. You start doing something. Out of the list, take something and start doing it. I think you got something. And so the art of do not worry about all the stuff that you have to do. And then being clear about what you need to do. And then it comes back to your job. When you talk about deadlines, deadline means that somebody expects you to finish something by a certain time. The manager says, I want you to finish this task by Friday. Well, what does this task mean? You have to be very clear about what is expected of me by Friday. What am I supposed to deliver? You have to be 100% clear about that. Okay? If you do not, you get huge surprises. So Friday afternoon, you go to the boss. Boss, I've finished everything. Boss says, this is only the 20% of what I told you. That's the other 80%. He says, well, I didn't know that. I thought you wanted only the head. You want the whole body? I didn't know that. So don't get surprised. Get very clear from your management what is that you are supposed to deliver. Get 100% clarity on what needs to be delivered. And the deadline, keep the deadlines realistic. Now the same thing. When the manager says, I want this done by Friday, or when he asks you how long will it take to get this, sometimes managers say, here's a task. Here's a task. And tell me when you can get it done. Okay? I think you should, I think the best answer for you is that, can you give me 10 minutes or half an hour, I get back to you. Don't immediately say something that, that will please him. You get up and brightly say, yes, I'll get it done today, boss. Okay? It will probably take 3 days to even understand what he wants. You just want to be a hero. You want to look nice before the boss. Okay? And remember, bosses are usually smarter than you. Okay? They know that it's going to take you 2 weeks to do it. So it's actually, if I come and ask you how long will it take and you tell me, I can't tell you now. Give me about half an hour or 1 hour, whatever it is, depending on the size of the work, and then I'll get back to you. Okay? So when you come back in the boss and say, this is how long it's going to take, be as realistic as possible. What does realistic mean? You have to add some buffers to it. Don't expect you'll be able to work 8 hours of productive work for every day. You're going to goof off. There's going to be like 20% loss every day or 10% loss depending on how you work. You may get sick. When project managers do the scheduling, they will build in all the buffers. There are risks. There's some kind of risk factors. Okay? There are holidays. Okay? There is Bharat Bandh. Suddenly have no buses happen. Any kind of thing that happens. So you always be realistic. Okay? And that is why it's always good to follow this technique. What this means, at least from a company point of view, when we deal with the clients, we try to do this. We tell the client, well, we can do this much by this time. Okay? But internally, we want to surprise him in a pleasant manner. Okay? Come Friday, let's say we tell him Friday we'll get this done. Okay? But actually we'll get it done. Internally we'll plan to get it done. We know that we can finish it by Wednesday. I know. Even with all the buffers and risks, I can get it by Wednesday, including testing, including everything. Okay? But I tell the client Friday. So I'm setting his mind, I'm setting his expectation very clearly. Oh, these guys are going to give it on Friday. He's not expecting anything before that. So that's a few things. One is that if something goes bad in my plan, I still have 2 days left. Or if I do things right and everything's ready to go, I can actually send it now. Today is only Wednesday lunchtime. I can send it today. So I have the option of surprising him, pleasantly surprising him. Right, here it is. 2 days before I told you. This is a psychological trick that works beautifully. Okay? But it can't be very obvious. You understand what I'm saying? You can't take it as, okay, now it's based on this. Every time you make an estimate, you multiply, add like 30% to that and tell the manager. Managers know. But with clients also, they kind of know how long it's supposed to take. But we have this little room there for us to be able to slightly overestimate what we need to do and then tell them that. Okay, so you basically tell them this is what we can do, but deliver more than that. So you plan your time accordingly so that you get a pleasant surprise to the client or manager. Okay? So anyway, time is up. I need to close this. There are a few more bullets. We'll cover it on the second time in the talk. Okay, guys.